Okay, it's Monday. It's time for my Monday update. I'm very happy to report that I lost 2 pounds. I weighed 266 last week, and when I weighed myself this morning, I was 264. So I'm really happy that I'm continuing on. And 2 more pounds, I'll be back to where I started before I started gaining my weight back. So in the 50s, here I come, because you know that's what my goal is. But I'm going to talk a little bit today about exercise because nobody really likes to exercise. If they're going to be honest, I don't like to walk on a treadmill because that's exercise. But I don't mind getting in a pool and swimming. I don't consider that exercise, although it is. I don't mind going for a walk. It's exercise, but I don't think of it as exercise. And even like if you bowl, which I used to bowl all the time, I had a pretty good average and I was a pretty good bowler. My highest game I ever bowled was 289. And I could have had a 300. I didn't realize I was in such a good pace, and I was like, going and I was throwing my strike and then walking away. I was on a ladies' league, and somebody came up to me like in just before the 10th frame and said, "Aren't you nervous with everybody watching you?" And I go, "What are you talking about?" And they go, "Well, yeah, look around. The whole bowling alley's watching you." And then I turned around and I looked, and sure enough, everybody was watching me. And I kind of choked, and I got a 9. Then I got my spare, and then I got a strike. So I ended up with a 289. So I was pissed because I probably would have got a 300 if that person wouldn't have said anything to me. We'll never know. I'll never get that high a game again. But on that particular league, it was on a mixed league. I had the highest game between the men and the women, and the highest series between the men and the women. And that was like back in the 70s when women's lib was just starting up. So I went, yay, go Sandy. So needless to say, I wasn't really popular with the men, but that's the way it goes. But anyway, so my quote is, don't wish for it, work for it. So, I wish I didn't have to exercise to lose weight, but I know that I have to exercise to lose weight. I can watch everything I'm eating, and as you've seen, I eat a lot. But I can watch what I'm really eating, but unless I exercise, I find I don't lose weight. I try my best, and I really don't. And through the winter, I'm just really proud of the fact that, and I really didn't gain that through the winter. I gained it just before Thanksgiving. And I kind of maintained from January 1st. I mean, I was up and down, so wasn't really maintaining. But I never really, I gained the initial weight between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And usually in the winter, I think because I don't exercise, and there's not an excuse. There's really not. Denise has a treadmill. She lives 3 houses away. I could walk on her treadmill. We have an aquatic center that's probably 2 miles away that I could go there and I could take exercise classes or, water aerobics. I could do that. I just don't. I could walk in place. I could use the Leslie Sansone videos, and I just don't. So I just didn't work for it through the winter. I just didn't. So am I surprised that I didn't lose weight? No, not in the least. Am I surprised that I didn't gain a lot of weight? No, not really, because I'm really dedicated this time. Before, I would let myself slip away, and it was wintertime, and you always gain in the winter. You got the heavy things to wear, and as you can see, I love my hoodies. And in the past, I wore my hoodies just to hide my shape, and now I just wear them because they're just so darn comfortable. They really are. They really are comfortable. And sometimes I'll just sit and I'll put the hood up like I'm a hoodlum or something, and flash the signs, but and then Jim will come in there and go, "What's the matter? Why do you got that on?" And I think, well, no, it's just a cozy feeling that I have. And I know it's like silly, but it's just who I am. I would never, other than when I walk, I have my hood up, but I would never go out in public just to like go shopping or something and look like a hoodlum. I'm too old for that, for one thing. But when I'm walking, I don't care what I look like. As long as I'm warm, I don't really care. And today, I really didn't want to work, and I didn't want to work at getting exercise in. But I knew I had to. I just knew I had to. And it was bitter. It was really bitter. And I kind of like walked out sideways. I walked an odd route because when I would walk with the wind blowing at me, it was just downright bitter. It was like, I felt like I was living in the windy city of Chicago because that wind was really whipping. But as long as it was at my back, so I walked a really odd pattern. And if everybody looked at me, they'd probably think, well, nobody looked because it was too cold. Everybody was in their house, like really normal people. But I need a challenge, and so that's my second quote: is if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So anybody can like walk to the corner and back. I mean, if that's what you need to do to start, then do that to start. But if that's not an accomplishment, if it's not a challenge, then why, you're not going to be, I don't know. I know I lost my thought on that, but that doesn't surprise anybody, does it? But you have to challenge yourself, no matter what it is in life, you have to challenge yourself. And it's a daily challenge. And for me, with my anxiety, that is a daily challenge. And today I had a little bit of anxiety. I have to drive to the doctor's, which is where I used to work, which is like 30 minutes away. And I did that every day for, 10, 12, 13 years. But I knew I had to do it every day. But see, now I don't do it, so I don't know. So I had a little bit of anxiety about that. And so I was kind of going to use the fact that it was cold as my excuse why I wasn't going to go. But, and then I called Denise to see if she was going to go. And I thought, well, if she goes, then I will go. And then she didn't sound too good. She's got a sore throat and that. And like I said, there's a bug going around in my family. And they passed it on to Denise. And she can keep it. She don't need to give it to me. She doesn't need to share that. So she didn't walk. So I thought, I'm not going to walk. And so then Jim says, well, when are you going to walk? Because he wanted to go to the gym. And I said, no, I don't think I'm going to walk. And he says, oh, you missed a day. What happens? And then I got to thinking I didn't go on Saturday because I was feeling tired. Not that I was sick. I was just feeling a little under the weather. And then I didn't walk yesterday because I don't walk on Sundays as a matter of, of daily routine. I usually take Sundays off. So that was the 2 days. And I thought if I don't walk today, I just know I'm not going to walk tomorrow because tomorrow it's supposed to be even colder. We're supposed to get more snow during the week. It's April. April showers, not snow showers. Showers bring the Mayflowers. So we want the weather to get a little bit better. I don't like to walk when it's really hot, but I don't like to walk when it's really cold either. So but I love to walk. So that's just the way it goes. So anyway, remember my 2 quotes for today are don't wish for it, work for it, and you can. And if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So keep on this journey with me. It's going to be a slow process for me because, if the truth be told, my heart's just really not in it anymore. I mean, I want to lose weight, but I'm getting older, and it's so much harder when you're older. And if you're young out there, don't be like me. When I was young, I kept thinking, I have next year. And every year, it gets a little bit harder. And like in my 20s, I could lose 5, 6 pounds in a week. I could lose 10 or 20 pounds in a month. But now that I'm in my 60s, if I lose like 5 pounds in a month, I'm doing good. And I could used to be able to do that in a week because your metabolism does slow down, and that's why you do need to exercise. But, please, don't think that you have all the time in the world because before you know it, you're going to turn around and you're going to be my age. You may be 20 with a young family right now. You might be even 30. But tomorrow you're going to be my age. It goes by that quick. So, just take care of yourself and stay with me because I'm not quitting. I know that sounds like I'm quitting, but I am not quitting. And I'm not even discouraged. I'm just... home, 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 poor Sandy, wah, 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 what does she want? What does she want from us? But you give me everything I need. I can't lie. There's nothing that you don't give me that I don't need. And so I'm going to stay on this journey, and it'll be a slow process, but I am determined. And so with determination comes results. And so I'm going to get those results. See, look, you got 3 quotes. I'll see you on my daily vlog.